So the principle that we're now learning from all of this is limitations. Now we want to expand this from here. The Prophet ﷺ has first directed our attention to the stomach. But the principle that he has told us is universal. Everything in life, we have to identify its limits, because the moment we go into excess, it always comes back to hurt us. One of the biggest things, especially in this society, in this culture, not limited to South Asians, is overspending. We don't have any control on our spending. And that comes back to haunt us. Now, all of a sudden, a person, you know what they've got? They've got a credit card, they're swiping. They know they can't make the payments on time, so now interest is accumulating. Now they've got all this debt on their head. Now what you're going to have is collection agencies that are calling you. You know, you can't get a good night's sleep because you've overspent. And what were we spending on? Unnecessary things. Okay? Things that we did not require, things that we did not need. Okay, but all we were doing was spending either because it was a bad habit or we're trying to show others, whatever the case may be. So if we want to live a peaceful life is a debt-free life. A peaceful life is a debt-free life. Take my words. Okay? The more we live a debt-free life, the more of a comfortable sleep we will have at night. The more we will be able to go outside with not a worry on our minds. Okay, but the moment we start getting into unnecessary debt, I'm making a distinction between necessary and unnecessary, because sometimes life events do happen, due to which we're going to be required to turn to others for financial assistance. That happens. That's necessary. I'm talking about unnecessary debt. Unnecessary debt happens when we're doing unnecessary spending. So limits. Okay? Know what our parameters are, what our limits are, and try and stay inside of that. Spend less than you know you can spend. You know, say for example, your monthly spending is $3,000. Say for example, $3,000 is how much you spend in a month, but you're making $5,000. Okay, now out of that $2,000 is disposable income. Out of that $3,000 that you typically spend, try and do a bit of an evaluation in this, that I'm typically spending $3,000, but within that $3,000, what's necessary, what's not necessary? You start basically sifting things out, unnecessary spending. That will be reduced by a quarter, probably by half, Allah knows best. And now that you have all of that taken out, unnecessary spending, you're basically focusing on the basics, or you're focusing on your necessity. At the same time, you're living comfortably. You have all this excess wealth. And what can you do with the excess wealth? Now you can spend it on others. That's your sadaqah jariyah resource. That's your pool now. Now you can start spending it in supporting orphans, making Islamic institutions, going for umrah, going for hajj.